Hi, welcome back to another Wellness Wednesday here at Spine and Rehab Specialists. Again, I'm Earl Hayden, one of the physical therapists here, joining in by Chris McMillen. Today we're showing you 5 different sequences that you can do if you just suffered an ACL tear. You're trying to prevent having surgery, or you're getting yourself strong again in preparation for that surgery. So the first thing you want to make sure that your knee can move like it normally does. So we're going to start off with a basic heel slide stretch. So right now, Chris has a pillowcase. We're using one of these fancy stretch out straps. These are wonderful, but you can always use a bed sheet or a long towel and pinch. So we're gonna cross that over the front, and Chris is gonna pull back on his heel, letting that slide on the table, okay? Then, after holding that stretch for a few seconds, maybe 10, he's gonna tighten that quad and actively push that foot back out. Then, right here, we're gonna lock out the knee. So we're using that muscle to lock it out. If your knee hyperextends normally, that's fine. We should see that heel pop up off the table. 10 to 20 repetitions of this is fine. All right. Again, one of the other things we need to make sure and do is make sure that quad muscle is doing what it needs to do, locking out that knee and being able to control that leg. So we're gonna do a simple straight leg raise. So Chris is gonna lock out that knee hard and then lift up the whole leg, okay? So we don't have to go too far back. Right around level, like parallel with the other thigh is good. And you can hold that leg up for a good 5 to 10 seconds. One thing we don't want to see is the legs, we don't want to see what's called an extensor lag. So go ahead and just like lift up and let that knee kind of fall. So we see how that shin comes down. That lets us know that muscle's not doing its job. Okay, so we need to keep it locked the entire way up and on the way down. Once you can do that while laying down enough times, go ahead and sit up, Chris. We can do this while sitting up straight. This is a little bit tougher because these muscles are like rubber bands, remember? So here they don't have a lot of stretch, so you have to work a lot harder to lift up the leg. So it's a lot tougher, okay? Anywhere between 20 to 30 repetitions, 5 to 10 second holds is good. Once you're good with this, you should be able to do this while standing up. Even just trying to lock out that knee, getting used to putting weight through that leg again, and getting comfortable, again, with locking out that knee, getting that full extension. This will carry over to a lot of things like basic walking and, of course, being able to jump and lateral control. Next progression, you want to make sure your squatting is good. So we'll make sure that the feet are flat. They could be shoulder width apart, a little bit wider, depending on what's comfortable for you. And again, we're pushing those hips back, but then bending the knees at the same time. Chest stays up, and then coming back up. We're making sure we're not getting any weird hip shifts. Like basically, a lot of times people tend to shift away from the injured side. We want to be going straight up and down. You can practice this in a mirror, or if it's just too uncomfortable, you can do this off of a chair. Once this is comfortable, you have good control, the knee's not caving in or out, you could practice doing this on a single leg. And this is essential, being able to master these single leg movements. Okay, so we're doing what's called a bowler squat or a skater squat. So Chris is going to still push those hips back, bend the knees, and he's doing a really good job of really fighting that rotation of the leg. Make sure it doesn't cave in, okay? And the foot's nice and flat. Good job. All right. Next thing you can do, you want to make sure you can lunge. This kind of gets you ready to run as well. So we're just going to start with a backwards lunge. So Chris is just going to step back and then drop that back knee. So the biggest thing you want to make sure you're doing is taking a long enough step towards the back. You want to cramp yourself. So if you look at the movement from the side, he's coming down. When he steps back, drops the back knee, that front knee is bent about a good 90 degrees. So you drop the back knee, push up through the front heel. And that takes care of a lot of technique issues. Once you're comfortable with this, you can do an equal amount of both sides. You do a walking lunge. So let's go ahead and walk that way, Chris. Do your walking lunge. So stepping out, and the same thing, the knee should be bent about 90 degrees on the front, and just dropping that back knee. Okay, and he's doing a good job. Make sure that knee's not caving in, feet are staying flat, we're not rolling the ankles at all. Okay, so anyway, doing this for about, I don't know, 10 reps per leg, 10 to 20 feet should be good. One of the most important things after you've injured an ACL, you have to get the hamstrings and glutes super strong. That really helps to take pressure off the knee. So what we're going to do is a Romanian Deadlift or RDL, but we're going to use a sandbag. This is going to carry over to a lot of other exercises. So Chris is going to grip those handles. This is a nice one from Brute Force. These are really handy and they're adjustable. You can change the weight. So again, RDL, the knees are relaxed. You're pushing the hips back, squeezing tight right here, and just keeping the legs fairly straight. You don't want to lock them out, but again, we're not doing a squatting motion. So we push the hips back, bend forward, squeeze back. You should really get a good stretch right here on the hamstrings and good contraction on the glutes, okay? Once these are easy, you could try doing this on one leg. So the technique's the same. You're still keeping the bottom leg relaxed. You're just pushing the hips back, reaching back with the other leg, keeping the weight close to you, okay? Again, being able to do anywhere between 10 to 15 reps is good. Maybe 3 to 4 sets should be fine, okay? Now you also want to make sure you can produce power. You can be able to jump, so we need to build up to that. So we're going to do cleans with the sandbag. So Chris is running down and he's jumping up and cleaning that bag. So the main thing is knees and hips are straightening at the same time and you're explosive through that motion, okay? Just jump up with the bag, okay? All right, good. You can always, and if this requires too much coordination, you can even just do like a jump squat with the bag. You can just go holding it right here and then going up, or going down, and then going up fast, doing that. That doesn't require as much coordination, but you get the same training effect, okay? Once you've mastered this, you go make your way to trying to do jumping. Once you've mastered the cleans with the bag and you're ready to start jumping, you want to start with a vertical jump, just squatting down and jumping straight up. Checking that landing, making sure the landing is soft, landing through the toes, and then rolling back onto the heels. Cushioning that, and again, make sure you're landing evenly on both legs. If you're having no problems with that, no pain on the leg, and you feel stable, then you could try doing a broad jump. So just a forward jump. So Chris is going to squat and jump forward, okay? Again, working on a soft landing. You don't want to be stiff because that puts a lot of pressure through the legs and also pressure through the other ACL. Once you have mastered this, you want to work on hopping. So hopping is just landing, jumping up on one foot and landing on that same foot. So we start with just hopping in place, make sure that's good, make sure the knee's not caving in. Once you're comfortable with this, you can work on doing forward hops. Start with shorter distances. And then as you gain more confidence and more power in the leg, you can work on hopping farther each time, okay? Your goal is to be able to hop around the same distance or close to about 80% as you do on the injured side as the uninjured side. Right. And those are 5 different sequences that you can do if you have just injured your ACL or you're trying to prevent having surgery or you're getting yourself ready to go into surgery. So give all those exercises a try, see how they go, and if you're still having problems with that, then maybe it's time to come see one of our physical therapists. We can take you through a screen, do a free consultation, see if physical therapy is the best course of action for you, or really try to figure out if you really do need to go see your doctor right away. So that's about it for that. But join us next week for another Wellness Wednesday. We're going to give you more ideas to move, and make sure to join us tomorrow for our Thirsty for Knowledge Thursdays, where our owner Harry is going to go over ACLs in more detail, what they are, how they happen, and how we can help you with those here at Spine and Rehab Specialists.